Just coming into Ruidoso. I'm going to take a turn here on Gavilan Canyon Road and go to that exciting place called Walmart. I know y'all can hardly wait. Regular unleaded, there's $3.89 a gallon. Fortunately, I'm in an all-electric car. Yeah, and I guess I must have fallen and bumped my head the other day when I was thinking about selling this and buying something else because as I'm driving down the highway here, it is amazingly quiet. And as far as cost of fuel per mile at 13 cents a kilowatt here in this Lincoln County Otero electric area, yeah, at 4.5 miles per kilowatt, you can't get by any cheaper than that. Am I cheap? The price of gasoline, even if it was $150 a month, it wouldn't bother me. But I don't know. Psychologically, I'd be thinking about that every time I started the engine. I don't have to go to gas stations. I don't have to get oil changes. And I know somebody's going to counter that with, well, yeah, but that battery cost $100,000. Well, actually, it doesn't. Okay, and it's guaranteed for like 10 years for me. Have I ever kept a car 10 years? Hell, I rarely keep them 10 months. I mean, Jesus. No, so I don't even factor that in. But I don't know how long they last. I don't. I really don't. I don't think anybody, it depends on the individual. I mean, how you treat the battery. If you charge it on 110 all the time, they say that's really easy on the battery and it will last longer than using the superchargers, which really heat up the batteries when they charge, supposedly. You can verify that on your own. But I've got a Chevy Bolt 2022 2LT all electric car. I love the way it corners, and the torque is amazing. If you need to merge with traffic, then it's good. So is that what I intended to talk about? Not really. It just happened to come out. I mean, I know some people because I mentioned I was thinking about getting another car, or that was part of my plan. Well, it ain't today. I mean, tomorrow it may be back in again. We'll see. His fickleness is doing his 77-year-old thing. And I look back at my one aunt who was fickler than I am. She would watch shopping TV shows. I mean, the shopping channel or whatever it was. She'd watch that for hours. And she bought more damn stuff that she didn't need, or I'm not even sure she wanted, but just because she could. Let me pause for a minute, guys. I got a phone call and I've lost my train of thought. We were interrupted there for about 3 minutes, and it was a guy calling about one of the other things I was going to do was sell my Class C motorhome to a dealer and at the same time buy one of the travel trailers they had on their lot. And I called him yesterday and told him no, I'd rather not, because the quality of the travel trailers is just not something I want to fool with right now. So he was just calling me back to tell me that they'd reduced the price and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? The usual drill, I mean, my question is if you had some room in there originally, and I asked him for the best price up front, why didn't you give me that? Yeah, I hear you. But anyway, moving along here, we're on Gavilan Canyon Road, Ruidoso, and I was talking about electric cars, wasn't I? Maybe. But anyway, they are great in my opinion. I plan on keeping mine, unless I change my lifestyle. Now, if I do get the travel trailer at at some point, which I don't think I will, but if I did, uh, I might go all the way and get another gas car too. But that's on a 0 to 10 scale of possibilities. I'd give that a 2. You know, because right now, I mean, it's hard for me to stick to that old adage, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, I'm always changing things that there's really no reason to change, but that gives me something to do. And when you're my age, that's extremely important, to have something to do, look forward to, and all that stuff. So again, isn't this a pretty drive though, right through the heart of the mountains here in Ruidoso? Temperature shows to be 59 degrees, no wind, cloudy skies, and yeah, very pleasant. I really enjoy drives like this. In fact, but the good thing, see, as long as I don't go over 125 miles in one direction, I can go just about anywhere I want, and that's without charging. That's coming back home, 250-mile round trip. But and I don't, I rarely, if ever, do that. If I'm going to go somewhere, a long ways, I take the motor home. So we'll see how this all shakes out. I'm just glad to be alive and enjoying life and reasonable health. So, yeah, let's just steady as she goes here, Rusty. This area last year it was all burned up, man. They're still rebuilding in here. They had a forest fire, and they also it combined with some really high winds, and it was like a blast furnace. I mean, it was bad. So what would you do if you could do anything you wanted to do and you had the money to do it? I ask myself that question several times a week. Why? It's just a good mental exercise, and I also ask myself if there's anything I could do to make my life more enjoyable, and if there is, I usually try to do it. That RV park there on the right was completely burned. This is a little different than the Bracketville, Fort Clark Springs, Texas area, isn't it? It is, isn't it? First, you got to get used to the elevation. Elevation here is about, it's close to 7,000 feet. It varies between 6,800 and 7,000. These corners here are really pretty steep or sharp, and this thing really handles great because it's got a low center of gravity. Speed limit's 30 and I'm going 34. Why? I don't know. There's a recreation area on the right called Moon Mountain. Yeah, it's got those toilets there, what do they call them? And yeah, it's a national forest little recreation area. I've never used it, but when I left Capitan, I had 262 miles of range, and now I've gone about 20 miles, and I've got 242 miles of range. But what is interesting about that, when I go back to Capitan, since most of it is downhill, I will arrive back in Capitan with about 250 miles of range, and will have only used about 12 miles. The reason, you go down the hill, and that regenerative braking really charges this. Oh, those are elk on the left. Did y'all see those? I hardly noticed them. Two big old elk cows there. How about that? Don't see that every day. Yeah, seeing the different wildlife, the different vegetation, the different geography, the rolling hills, mountains, that does certainly add a little flavor to life. And if I'll just keep it simple and not try to complicate it, I'll be fine. Yeah, I raise my own blood pressure by doing stupid things. Everybody knows that. 58 degrees, would I say top down degrees? In other words, if I had a convertible, would I put the top down? Answer, no. That's pretty chilly here in these mountains. We'll let this go till we get to Wally World, Walmart. Okay, we get in a slow down here. 25 miles an hour. It's not a school zone, is it? What it is, they have a little league field here on the right, and whenever little league season is, I don't know when that is, there's a lot of traffic in here, kids and cars and stuff. Gavilan Canyon Road. It's a good way if you're coming from Capitan to Walmart. It is a little bit of a shortcut as opposed to going through the downtown area of Ruidoso. Hold on, I got another call here. That was a guy calling me back on the Toyota Prius that I looked at, the 2023, or looked at on the internet. They don't have any in stock. And all of a sudden, a miraculous price reduction. God dang. But they don't have one in stock. You have to get on a waiting list. And he said that they would reduce the markup, or their dealer markup, by 50%, which would mean it would be $1,500 as opposed to $3,000. And I told him no. But moving along here, guys, we are in Ruidoso, New Mexico on a nice day. 61 degrees now. I've had 2 calls interrupting my video this morning. Can you imagine that? That's why I have this other phone that's basically just a blank for doing videos. I do put the cell phone service that I'm putting on this phone that I'm using for this video. It's a Pixel 6, but I'm going to put the minimum plan with Red Hat. It costs $72 a year for 500 minutes. Well, you get 500 minutes per month, 500 megabytes of data, and unlimited text. Or excuse me, 500 texts. I think that's right. And that covers anything I'd ever do on this phone. So yeah, but just to have it active. And you know what's crazy about that cheap service, Red Hat, you'll have to check into it. If you get a regular SIM card, it will use GSM towers and CDMA towers, which means that it will use AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile as you're traveling. So whichever one's available, you get. I mean, is that amazing? Yeah, I thought that was pretty damn neat. But here we are, guys, at Wally World, Walmart, and gonna go in and get me some. I got to get some more blueberries, because I eat those every morning with my oatmeal, and a banana, and chia seeds, and flaxseed powder. And what else? Is there anything else I put in there? Chicken fried steak. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, guys, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, keep your health, and here we are at Walmart, Ruidoso, New Mexico. You see that tree straight ahead? I'll get here and I'll point at it for you so you'll see it. Yeah, it kind of stands. You see the one right here that kind of stands out in the crowd there? That's a cell phone tower. That's a Verizon cell phone tower. Huh? Good camo, huh? Anyway, guys, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye. Keep your health, drink plenty of water, stretch, walk, stand guard at the door of your mind, enjoy your life. Bye-bye.